Okay, so yoke, the yoke of DC machine. So this is called yoke of the DC machine. So the yoke of the DC machine. So the main parts are yoke, and that yoke. Yoke is called as a frame. Okay, this is the external. Okay, outside connected element. That is called. This is acting as a frame. This yoke of frame is called yoke. DC machine frame is called is yoke. Okay, called frame. It provides the protection of the to the armature. Okay, and the commutator windings, and other parts of the moisture and dust can be protected by like this. Okay, it provides the protection of armature, commutator windings, and other parts of the moisture, other parts from moisture and dust. Okay, so to protect the commutator winding and also winding on armature winding, this generally the yoke is used. It's just like as a frame. This is just like a protecting device to the in the inner parts of this DC machine. Okay, they also provide the mechanical supports of field poles, because this is called field poles. So it is called P field poles. Is provide the mechanical supports to the, so it is P field pole. No? So these are the different 4-pole machine. This is called DC machine is called 4-pole machine. So these are the different type of poles. Is provide the mechanical supports to the field windings. Understand? And is made from of reluctance material like cast iron, low reluctance material. It's made from low reluctance material like cast iron, silk and steel. Okay, yoke is made from so low reluctance material. So here this yoke of the DC machine is acting as a return part of the flux. Okay, so this flux is like this and cuts the armature winding and enter into the this pole and is coming back to the, okay, so like this. And that means the flux carries also flux in DC machine. Flux, the stator frame or yoke also carries the flux. So like this. Understood? So understood. So that's why the reluctance of the yoke is must be less. So it made from low reluctance material like cast iron, silicon steel, and etc. For small DC machines, it is made from cast iron, while large machines it's made from silicon steel. Small machines, cast iron is used here. For large machines, silicon steel is used. Understood? Cast iron, large machine for cast iron for large machine, made from cast iron for large machines and silicon steel for large machines made by silicon steel, for small machines cast iron. Okay, small machines cast iron, large machines silicon steel type of materials are used in yoke. Understood? The steel frame of yoke is affixed at the bottom of the frame, so like this. Okay, and the next field winding of the DC machine. Field winding. Okay, this is called field winding. So this is field winding is understood. This is called field winding. So these are all connected like this manner. So the field winding is placed on pole core. This pole core of the, this is called pole core of the DC machine. The field winding, all field windings are placed on pole cores of the DC machines like this. Okay, and here field winding is used to develop the flux in the DC machine. The winding wound around the pole is known as field winding. Okay, the winding wound around the poles are known as field winding. Okay, in this type of motor, field winding is supplied with extra DC supply, extra DC excitation. The field winding is excited by DC. No? The field winding is excited by DC supply. So this is called. So in this from these two terminals, the one is positive, one is negative. It's connected like this. The field winding is excited by DC. No? Understood? The field winding is excited by DC. So to develop the flux in the DC machine, the field coils are connected in series with each other from the field windings. These all are connected in series. I'm already explained. These all are connected in series to the field winding. Okay, the field windings are connected in series, and also, and the field winding is also known as the exciting winding, and it's made from pure copper. Okay, pure copper. So that means the resistance of the winding is less. Field winding resistance is less. The loss are less. So that's why it is made by pure copper. The field winding is also known as exciting winding and is made from pure copper. Due to flow of current through the field windings, alternate north and south poles are produced. Okay. So due to the flow of current in this armature pole of the winding, the alternate north and south poles are developed in this field winding of the DC machine. Understood? In this field winding of the DC machine, north and south poles are developed because of the field flux. Okay. According to the thumb rule, so this field winding is fields are takes place. North and south poles are placed on this field winding of the DC machine. Okay. The field winding is here. Due to the flow of current and the field winding, alternate north and south poles are produced. Which pole is produced at a particular core is decided by the right hand thumb rule, by using right hand thumb rule for current carrying circular conductor. So based on the right hand thumb rule, so we can say that so which one is a north pole and which one is south pole. Okay. So then next coming to the pole, so next coming to the concept pole or pole shoe and pole course. This is called pole. Then this complete part is called as a pole, and this is called pole shoe, and this is called pole core. So up to here, this is called pole core, and this is called pole shoe. It's complete called pole is nothing but combination of pole core and pole shoe is called pole. Understood? So yeah, the main part of the poles are the poles of a DC machines are electromagnets. So acting as electromagnets. The poles of a DC machines are acting as a electromagnets. Okay. So this field windings are wound on a pole. The field winding is wound on a pole. Okay. So this and a pole produces a magnetic flux when the field winding is excited. Okay. So when field winding is excited by external supply, this poles are developed. This field winding is excited by external DC supply. Okay. And here poles produce a magnetic flux and the field winding is excited. The pole shoes are extended curved part of pole and it enlarges the area of the pole. Okay, that is called pole shoe. Pole shoe is the extended curved part of the pole and is enlarges the area of the pole. So like this. So extended the area of pole shoe is a place like this. Means the area is increased in extended area of the pole core. Understood? So pole shoe is extended curved part of the pole and it enlarges the area of the pole. To distribute the flux in the armature winding uniformly, this pole of the pole shoes is extended like this. Okay. By curved shapes of pole shoe, more flux can pass through the air gap to the armature. Okay. So by curved shapes, so the more amount of flux is passing through the this armature winding. If we are placing this armature winding is like this manner, more amount of flux is distributed into the armature winding in this way. Understood? So if we are placing this pole shoes is the area of the cross section of the pole shoes increasing like this, this maximum amount of flux can be distributed into the armature winding of the DC machine. Okay, in this way, this flux can be distributed into the armature winding of this. Okay, the low reluctance magnetic materials are used to make it low reluctance magnetic materials. The reluctance of the magnetic material is less, means it carries the more amount of magnetic flux. No? It develops the more amount of magnetic flux, and also the losses are less. If the reluctance of the magnetic material is less, so a low reluctance is called low. It's not low. A low reluctance magnetic materials are used to made it. Okay. Holes are made with laminations to reduce eddy current losses. So you know well how to reduce the eddy current losses. So you already studied this, how to reduce the eddy current losses in the transformer and induction machines also. This pole of the core of the machine is laminated, and then you can reduce the eddy current losses. Poles are made with laminations to reduce the eddy current losses. So okay, this is about pole shoe, pole core, pole shoe, pole of the induction machine, DC machine, and then armature. An armature is a rotating part of the DC machine. Am I right? This is called armature. This armature is a rotating part. Okay, the brushes are stationary. Armature is a rotating part, and also this commutator is also rotating part. The brushes are placed on commutator. Okay, this commutator is rotating. So this called shaft is rotating. Armature winding is rotating, and this called commutator segments are rotating. Am I right? And here, so this brushes are stationary. So we have to give the power supply to the this conductors by using brushes. There is a contact between the brushes and commutators. Understood? The commutator is converting DC to AC for rectifiers, for inverters, for DC generators. It acting as an inverter, like converting DC to AC. Okay. So AC in inverters, AC to DC, no? Commutator is acting as a AC to DC in generators. So next, armature. Armature is a rotating part of the DC machine consisting of armature core and armature winding. Armature of a DC machine is consisting of two parts, so that is called armature core and armature winding. The armature core, it is the cylindrical part mounted on the rotating shaft. It is a cylindrical part is mounted on the rotating shaft. Okay, and is provided with a large number of slots all over the its periphery, and all these slots are parallel to the rotating shaft. Parallel to the rotating shaft. Right. So it is a cylindrical part is mounted on the rotating shaft. It is provided with a large number of slots all over its periphery, and all these slots are parallel to the rotating shaft. So these are different type of slots are parallel to this rotating shaft. Okay, and so then armature winding of the DC machine, it is usually farmer wound copper coil which rest in armature slots. Okay, these are generally its armature windings are placed in armature slots. Usually farmer wound on copper coil which rest in armature slots. Okay, so the armature conductors are insulated from each other and also from armature core also. The armature winding in DC machine, armature conductors are insulated from each other and also from armature core. Understood? Armature winding can be wound by one of two methods, that is called lap winding or wave winding. So these are the two methods. The armature winding is placed in two ways, that is called lap winding or wave winding. Okay, and also double layer lap or wave windings are generally used. Okay, the double layer windings means that each armature slot carries two different type of coils. Two different coils. This is about armature winding of the DC machine. And then commutator and brushes. Coming to the commutator and brushes. Commutator is a converter, just like a commutator. Okay. Physical connection to the armature winding, it is made with through a commutator and brush arrangement. Physical connection to the armature winding is made through a commutator brush arrangement. Armature is a rotating part. So how to give the power supply, how to take the power supply from the rotor, armature winding, how to give the power supply to the rotating part by using brushes and commutators. The function of the commutator in a DC generator is to collect the current generated in the armature conductors. Function of a commutator, this function of the commutator is nothing but in this generator is to collect the current generated in armature conductors. So how is in armature conductors, AC is generated. That AC can be collected from the commutator, and then commutator is converting AC to DC. So it acting as a inverter. I mean, understood? Acting as a rectifier. AC to DC converter is nothing but a rectifier. It acting as a rectifier. The function of commutator in a DC generator is to collect the current generated in the armature conductors. In armature conductors, AC is developed, and then that AC to DC conversion by using commutator. Okay, whereas in the case of DC motor, commutator helps as a providing current into the armature conductors. That is called in case of DC motor, it acting as a commutator is acting as an inverter. It's called DC to AC conversion. The external power supply of the DC motor is called DC supply that can be converted to AC and then given to the armature winding of the DC motor. Okay, the armature winding carries only AC and it also develops only AC, not DC. But after the commutators, this energy changes AC to DC. Okay, a commutator consisting a set of copper segments which are insulated from each other. Okay, these are copper segments and which are insulated. These are the different amount of segments. Okay, these are the different type of segments and insulated from each other. Okay, there's a mica insulation used in this commutator segments. This is called mica insulation. In between two commutator segments, this mica insulations are used. Okay, so next, the commutator consisting of set of copper segments and insulated from each other, and the number of segments are equal to the number of armature coils. The number of commutator segments is equal to the number of armature coils. So okay, each segment is connected an armature coil, and the commutator is keyed to the shaft. So this number of commutator segments. This is one segment. No? This is called one segment. This is called another segment. This is one segment. These all segments are is equal to the number of slots. Okay. For example, here number of slots are, let us assume 50. The number of commutator segments are called 50. Okay. So number of armature slots are, for example, 30. The number of commutator segments also 30. So based on number of slots in the armature core, so these slots are designed. This is called commutator. It's called commutator segments. The commutator segment is equal to the number of slots of the DC machine. And also this is a in this each segment, so there is some amount of insulation is used. Understood? That is called commutator and brushes on this. Okay, brushes are usually made from carbon or graphite. It's clear? These brushes are usually made from carbon or graphite. Understood? Next, they are rest in commutator segments and slide on the segments with the commutator rotates, keeping the physical contact to the collect the or supply the current. Amal will explain this concept. Okay. So there is the rotating part and there is a stationary part. Brushes are stationary and rotating part is called commutator. How to give the power supply to the rotating part? By using commutator segments and brushes only. Okay. And bearings. So these bearings are, it is provided to reduce the iron losses, friction losses. Bearings are used to reduce the friction losses in DC machines, not iron. It's clear. So generally this friction losses can be minimized by using these bearings. It is mounted on the driving end and non-driving end of the shaft. Okay, it is mounted on the driving end and non-driving end of the shaft. Okay, this is about construction different type of parts of the DC machine. Understand?